This is Total Maine. Here's your host, Terry Stackhouse.
Hey there, good Sunday to you, and thank you for joining us here on Total Maine. Today we're taking a closer look at population growth in Maine and what's driving it. Newly released census data shows that Maine's population climbed to a record high of 1.4 million people last year. That's after about 20 years of stagnation, around 1.3 million. Today we're discussing this with Maine State economist Amanda Rector. According to her analysis, Maine's recent increase is driven largely by domestic migration, people moving to Maine from other states. And while it's welcome news to many that Maine continues to be a destination, it also amplifies challenges already squeezing Maine, such as our state's housing shortage.
We had really slow population growth for a long time. So we didn't have a lot of new household formations, and so we didn't need a lot of new housing. And so we weren't building a lot of new housing. And then when we started to see migration pick up, that really shifted the balance between supply and demand very, very quickly.
State economist Amanda Rector offering additional insight on the impacts of population growth in Maine after releasing an analysis of census data in January. According to the most recent estimate, Maine's population grew 0.5% from 2024 to 2025, ranking second in New England and 25th nationally for growth rates. It comes as state leaders try to manage priorities, such as addressing a labor shortage. The state's most recent jobs report showed a 3.2% unemployment rate, which the state's labor department says may be from more people reaching retirement than young people aging into the labor force. This comes as state officials estimate that Maine will need roughly 84,000 new homes by 2030 to solve the state's housing shortage.
It's a complicated process, especially when you talk about needing significantly more housing very quickly. And a lot of the policies that need to be adjusted are on the local level. There are worker shortages in terms of being able to build new housing. So it is a very complicated matter. But it really has been exacerbated by this increase in migration that we've seen in recent years.
According to Rector's analysis, domestic migration made up the largest share of net migration. Compared to other states, Maine had the seventh highest rate of net migration. And from 2020 to 2025, Maine saw total net migration of 77,918 people.
Generally speaking, though, we see a lot of people who move in from either states that are nearby or states that are really big. So Massachusetts, New Hampshire, California, Florida, New York, they tend to top the list when we look at those states.
Maine saw an increase in international migration until 2024, Rector says. In 2025, with President Trump returning to the White House, international migration slowed dramatically, mirroring national trends.
Nationally, there was a historic slowdown in international migration in 2025, dropped about 50%. That's a result of federal policy changes.
It is not uncommon for Maine to see wide year-over-year swings in international migration numbers, Rector says. In 2026, she projects international migration will remain slow.
Back in 2021, international migration was only about 5% of total migration to Maine. That increased each year. So 2024, it was actually about 55% of total migration.
And while the state's population reached a record high in 2025, the state is still seeing natural decline, more deaths than births.
Maine has a very large population of baby boomers. And in fact, that's our largest single generational cohort.
And while the data shows younger people are moving to Maine, many are still out of childbearing years, and Maine's birth rate remains among the lowest in the nation.
As the baby boom generation continues to age, we're going to see that gap between deaths and births continue to widen, making migration to the state increasingly important for population growth.